It's actually mad. And one thing I always say about businesses, is that people get sold on the glitz and the glam, innit? But you always say that, like, a real businessman does the boring bits
over and over and
over again.
and
The
over
boring
again.
bits, the bits that nobody talks about, the ugly bits. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And it's all part of it, right?
It is the part of it.
It is
That's the majority. The fun part of a cleaning business is meeting clients, chatting to them, like the kind of people element.
That's what people think that is day in, day out. Winning contracts.
Like winning contracts is hard as well. Like bids and tenders, like hard. Like some of them, like people think I've got a mentee. He lives in Qatar or Qatar, and he's doing so well in his cleaning business, better than I thought. And he was like, "Oh, should I do some bids and tenders?" I said, "Dude, you haven't got a set of accounts. You're not even showing a profit in a set of accounts. You haven't got this. You haven't got that. You haven't got that." There's, even though we have $1 million in revenue and it'll be more, there's plenty of bids and tenders that I can't even sniff at.
Because you need to have,
because we have to show a net profit in the accounts. Now we are, but we have to, have this and this, or have this. And I'm like, what? There's so many things that at a higher level to operate at you need that people don't realize.
Yeah.
But people don't want to spend a couple £100 on an hour call or whatever it is.
To learn it.
Like, to learn it.
Yo, people, welcome back to the Bread and Butter podcast. You're here with myself, Tayo.
And myself, E-Man.
We got a friend in the building, man.
Family friend.
We got a friend in the building, man. Listen,
Blessings.
we've got Tej in the building. Tej, aka Tej Talks, aka X Yellow Everything.
X yellow, everything.
But now we've transcended to the
No, it's just.
purple, the fuchsia push, bro.
You
You
But
can call it pink. You can call it pink.
It's hard though.
It's hard. It's hard.
It's very hard.
Yeah,
It's
man.
very hard.
Yeah.
Tej, how are you, man? How you doing?
You know what? I'm good. I'm so happy to be here. I said, my wife was like, "Oh, who's the podcast with?" I was like, no, like, I'm really looking forward to this one. Like, I'm so gassed they asked me. She's like, "You don't really say that about podcasts." I was like, "Yeah,
That's amazing,
But
man.
these two, I was like, "Yeah." So I'm just happy to be here.
Bro, you're a happy person in general,
No,
aren't you?
You know what? Life's too short. And I think when you stop giving it a shit about things and you just think, you're happy. And when you have enough money, not in a boastful way, when you have enough money that stuff's covered, you're like, what's...
Yeah, but
I'm
you're
having
never.
fun now.
But you're never even saying that. You're never like. You're just so humble with it. Like you're not. You're the type of person like we could go out and you'll. Oh, there's some rubbish. I'll put it in the bin. Like you're not. You're not like. Oh, you're just so kind. That you're one of the nicest people I know. Like in this industry, and especially coming from property. Like you're one of the people that made me definitely say, okay, like people can make money through property, but still keep their heart. Like they're a good landlord. Like they're a good. Do you know what I mean? Like because you would think every landlord is scrupulous and just cares about money and stuff like that. But like you are like a gem. Like I love your content. I love how real you are. I love how actually you are the same person in real life. That's another thing that a lot of people need to learn. I think is that it's great to do content, but like actually be yourself.
Absolutely.
Like you are the same person in person as you are online.
I think I have to double down on that as well, because just before you guys were talking about the last time you linked up, and I was even going to say, every single time I link up with Tej, I feel like it's a very social setting. We don't want to ask her, oh, so what was this still saying? Oh, allow me, man. Allow me, bro.
I'm always eating rice. Are you always...
Bro, so I was even going to say, it sounds so strange to say, but one thing man knows about Tej from a social setting, bro, if there's a plate of food, bro, I'm always onto it, bro. How can there not be a grain left? Like, we should be able to tell what you ate, bro. Bro, man will eat like a rice and stew, and you can't even tell what was served on the plate, bro. It's like he wiped it with tissue after. He activates in front of everybody as well, you know. But yeah, I think it's just you being you, which is amazing, bro. We're happy to have you on.
No, proper
I
happy.
appreciate that.
Seriously.
I really appreciate that. That's what like I want to show people, that like you can just be yourself.
Yeah.
You can make money. You can have fun, and like it's not all business. Like I don't work to I don't live to work.
Yeah.
I work so I can live.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I appreciate that, guys.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
Dude.
So for the people that ain't familiar with you, we always ask a question on the podcast. What is your bread and butter? So can you let the people them know what your bread and butter is?
You know what? That's a good question. Having fun. Having fun is the foundation to everything I do. But if we want to be technical, we want to be like, okay, like strict. What is it? I have a cleaning business that we just hit like 85 grand a month in revenue. So that's £1 million.
Amazing.
12.
Congratulations, bro.
Thank you very much. It should be 1.5 by the time, we'll have it in a year. I have a property portfolio, just a little one. 2 service accommodations within that, which sometimes are very nice. When I see them, wow. And obviously I'm on a mortgage, so I haven't got to deal with landlords and whatnot.
Yeah.
Small portfolio. I've done some flips in the past, which gave me nice chunks of cash. I invest in stocks and shares. I don't really talk about it. A lot of it's automated and it makes money. Like I do nothing. I can't take any credit. The AI is just making me money. And yeah, I do some mentoring, coaching, social media. I have a podcast, all that kind of influencing stuff, shall we call it.
Yeah.
But the bread and butter is having fun. If I'm not having fun, it makes me question, what am I doing?
Interesting. I think that for a lot of people to hear that, some people might say that we can say that now, but there was a time where maybe you couldn't say that, where it's like, boy, man needs to build something. So talk to us about where it all started, because you started with property, innit?
Well, I started with a recruitment business.
Okay, talk to us.
So I had a job so I got a degree in biochemistry from King's, 2-1, good Indian boy, yeah?
That's what I'm going to say. That parents is that pressure, yeah.
I'm heading in the right way. I wasn't a doctor. I was never going to be a doctor. Like, big up all the doctors, but to work 10 years and then get paid what you get paid in NHS and get treated like that, I don't know how you lot do it. Like, massive respect. Like, I could not do it.
Yeah.
And then I got fired from my medical education job, which was kind of like, how do I put this politely? Convincing the NHS to spend millions of pounds on drugs that don't really work. That's what it was. For pharmaceutical companies who are so ethical. And
by the way, he loves sarcasm, so stay with us.
You're gonna have to
stay with us here.
Because it's gonna happen there.
I ain't trying to get sued. No, I didn't say it. I said what I said. And I was like, you know what? This life isn't for me. I remember this moment always. I had a boss called Terry. Old English guy, proper like managing director vibes, yeah? Flick back quiff hair. I said, Terry, a lot of us are here until 6, but the contract says 5. So like, how do I log those hours? Like, when do we get paid for that? He just goes, Tej. I was like, what? He's like, okay. So I left his office confused, and I said to the staff, like, what do you mean? Like, how do we get paid for this? Because they were there till 7 and 8. They loved it. Weirdos. And they were like,
not that.
What are you doing in your life? Like, what are you doing? Go home to, oh, no, you don't get paid for it. It's part of the job. I said, but it's not on a contract.
Yeah.
Don't understand this. And so from that moment onwards, I knew, like, no, you can't employ me unless you're paying me for every single hour. And that's not going to happen. So now when I have staff, it's different. I have a contract with them that pays them for every single hour, for mileage, for whatever. And from that moment onwards, and eventually when I got fired for just not putting in the effort, I took it because I was like, yeah, you're right. Like, I'm really not performing. Like, cool. I then set up a recruitment business. My friend had a business, and he said, look, I can teach you. I'm still waiting for that teaching. So I was kind of like by myself to set it up. And it did well. It doubled profit, doubled turnover every single year for a couple of years. But I hated it. So it was golden handcuffs. I was making money, but I was like, every morning I'd come down and be like, got to make 100 calls today, got to take 99 rejections to get, and I just kept doing it because it made money.
What sector were you recruiting in?
So I started off in rec to rec, so recruiting recruiters.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah. And then I did marketing, I did tech, I did a bit of everything. I went in-house for some companies, was contracting, got paid way too much, but like, I'm taking it. And did that for a year or so. And then I thought, nah, this can't be it. Like, I cannot have to, maybe it's a bit of an entitled thought, but I thought I can't have to get up, get changed, get a train, like go in and then work there for 8 hours to make money. Or like, I can't have to every day make 100 calls. There's got to be a way that I can make money when I sleep. That classic cliche line.
Yeah.
And then I didn't read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I haven't. I never will. Yeah, I'm beyond that point. Okay, I never fucking read it. All these fucking, you got the best book ever. Whatever. And then I was like, I'm just like, it's just, And then I found property, podcasts, books, which at the time, and still are, a lot of them were just upsells into courses.
Yeah.
My book has an upsell in, but it's still the only book on BRR, which gives you 80% of what you need.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want that much money from it, whereas other people know they can make more money from it.
Yeah.
So I learned, I networked, I did all this stuff. And then I got into property.
Amazing.
So tell people the story about your first property that you bought, because I know you crowdfunded to do that. Talk to her, because again, this is something that when people are thinking, oh, how do I get to a deposit? Actually, people around you might have 5 grand here, 10 grand there. You put it together, and now you're ready to go. Talk to people about how you went about it, how you convinced people around you that you were that they were going to get their money back and it was trustworthy and stuff like that.
I mean, speaking of people around you with money, business class flights to Johannesburg or places. Like, if he gave me that instead, I could give him a return on that.
Trust
so
me.
there's money everywhere.
There's money everywhere.
I used points.
And I said I used
points and I went by economy. I used points for economy. I'm guessing that's bad. That's bad business, by the way. Using points for economy is bad business.
Exactly.
100%. Although I got flights for 4 people to, where are we going? To Copenhagen for 4 quid.
No way.
With points on economy. Yeah, so it wasn't that many. So it works sometimes for short haul. So my first ever deal was with a deal sourcer.
Yeah.
I fucking hate deal sourcers. Anyone listening, 99% of you are probably shit. So when you wake up tomorrow in the morning in the mirror, just ask yourself the question. But back then I didn't really know any better. So I thought, you know what? I'm investing far away. Let me use this person. They know the area, they're local, whatever. So they found a deal that was on Rightmove, as most of you guys do, secured. To be fair, I think it was listed for 60 and he got it for 50. So I thought, you know what? Fair. Like, even with your fee, you're actually doing a good job.
Yeah.
And so I'll go to the figures and I'll talk about the funding. So I bought it for 50. I think we're all in for 63. So that's finance cost, refurb cost, sourcing fee, everything. Really small refurb. Like, it was in good condition. It was just, it's like one of those properties that you don't know why.
Yeah, just a little bit tired.
Maybe it was the area. It was opposite a massage parlor, which I found out later, which is in a residential area. It's weird.
It's all wrong.
Yeah, it's all wrong. Except the deal was very right.
Very right.
And it then got revalued at £80,000 in, I think it was just under 6 months later. Quick maths, 75% mortgage of 80 is 70. It's 60, sorry. So pretty much all money out, left in a couple of grand. Now it's worth 100 and I think it just got RICS valued at £135,000.
That's great.
5 years later. So all the money's out, long time, rents, 400 quid a month profit. Decent.
Yeah.
Funding it, I was going to use a bridging finance and my own savings.
Yeah.
But what happened with that one was the broker at the time, who I don't use anymore, totally messed it up. And just the timings wouldn't work with the bridging finance.
Yeah.
And so I then said, what do I do? Spoke to family members. At that point, I had a podcast, I had a brand.
Yeah.
I don't think it was enough to necessarily raise money at that point.
Yeah.
However, I didn't try because when I spoke to 4 or 5 family members, one of them said, yeah, look, cool. They actually were on their computer about to put into an ISA. And I literally brought up the conversation. They were like, okay, let me just put pause on that. And they gave it to me. And then got repaid, they got their money back, and I managed to do the deal, and everyone was happy. But I think after that was when, Instagram stories, podcasts, email marketing, everything really blew up.
Yeah.
And people gave me money. My third deal, I put up an Instagram story and said, looking for £54,000. I think it was like 4% a year return or something like that. I can also do an earn and learn where they come and learn with me. And then 2 weeks later, £58,000 was in my account from a guy called Jack and a guy called Reese, an electrician, and I can't remember what the other guy does. We had one phone call, an 8-minute phone call. I remember because I was in a car park. I just stopped, a quick phone call, and the money was there. Like that.
And some of you are still scared to create content, but it's funny because it's a mixture of the content. I'm sure you'd agree, the content, but also the education.
Yeah.
Because you are educated and because you bet on yourself, you invested time and money into yourself to learn, you're the expert. So when people see you evidencing that expertise over time, this is where the content comes in. Because what you need to remember is that when people consume your content, it's almost like they're having a two-way conversation with you every single day. You don't know it until you have an 8-minute conversation and you realize that this person knows, likes, and trusts me mad.
Yeah.
And I'm speaking to them for the first time for 8 minutes, but they've been watching your stories for every single day for the last year. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
They know you better than you know yourself sometimes. Like, I don't remember that thing I said.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, exactly that. So
I think also integrity. I think one of the biggest things I love about Tej, you are a man of integrity. Like,
yeah.
In all aspects, not just like even just the way you are with people, the way you are with women, like you are very much about being respectful, like making sure that people are, like, when we go out, people get a bit drunk and they forget themselves. You're always the one to be, hey,
people be forgetting themselves.
Like, don't forget yourself, like behave yourself. And because of, like, and that comes across like you are someone that like if you said to me, "E-man, I'm doing this deal," I wouldn't worry. Like I know that even if the deal went bad, I know you would do everything to get the money back from it. Do you know what I mean? That's just the type of person you are.
Yeah.
And I think that comes across, and I think that's why it's so important. And I always tell people, like, when in business, like, yeah, you want to make money, yeah, you want to do right, but always be someone of integrity that people can really trust and really buy into. Like, your word is your word, and that's one thing about you. Yeah, like, your word is your, like, all the years like before pandemic, you know, like the world was different before pandemic.
Yeah,
like
it was.
before pandemic, like, I've known you, I've seen you, like, you've always been a person of integrity. You've never changed. No one's ever said a bad story about you, nothing. Like, you are all, and it's very difficult. Like, this social media space, like, we're all human, anyone can make a mistake, but you've always had a great, like, people always talk well about you, and that's because you are a genuine person. So I think that helps when trying to raise money. That's an important part about it.
I appreciate that, bro. And look, when I've lost 6-7 grand on deals, investor got all their money back. I've had delays, and I've just said, look, you know, you happy with delay? Yeah, cool, no worries. So I think, you know, I 100% agree with you on the integrity, but I will say it's actually easier not to have integrity. Crime pays. Especially in the UK. Take my watch. Don't earn it.
Yeah.
This is a Samsung. You ain't taking this. But, you know, like, online especially, it's actually, like, when I teach people like social media and I do talks, I kind of get exhausted at myself. And I'm like, guys, like, I'm telling you to do this and have integrity. But the fucking reality is, if you want to be a baller, don't.
Yeah.
Lie. I'm poorer than the guys who lie. I am. They got Lambos. They got Sangues. I've only got a little Porsche. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if people want to make money, and this is why everyone does it, they lie, they cheat, they don't. All these property trainers, look at their payback records. I'm not going to say anything. You know who you are. We know who you are. Yeah, we can see the records. You can go on company's house. You're a property developer with no charges on. Oh, okay, strange. Etc. etc. I just look at it and I'm like, oh, they raise more money than me. It's a fact. They do. Because the lie works. So I 100% agree with you, but I have to say, it doesn't work as well as lying.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't. And that's the world we're in, right?
Yeah, it is the world we're in, isn't it?
Stunting works.
And I think that it goes into many things, right? And I think that it's difficult, and people really need to understand that when things look easy, like they come easy and so on and so forth, that's when alarm bells need to start ringing. I think that one thing about integrity, especially in business, is that you need to be in business with someone that says no to some stuff. The people that say yes to everything is the ones that you probably got to be worried about, right?
But you are a troublemaker. One thing I see,
of course, he's a troublemaker.
On socials, whenever I'm in the comments with these property people, it's either you and TJ or you and Kazi. You're always having. You're like, why are you having conversations about people in their comments? like you not. I'm not even trying to hide it. You're talking bad about them in their own comments on their own posts. And then I have that dilemma. Do I delete? Do I leave it? What do I do?
What did you say?
Me, TJ, and Kazi, we're bad.
Yeah.
I can't like that.
You're bad in your different ways as well. Kazi is it. Me and Kazi speak about it. He just can't help it. It's like he's going to explode. He's going to explode. Like, he has to say it, innit?
Yeah, he does.
I'm trying to say, your thing is that you're just bare unserious.
Bad comical in the thing.
Bad comical. TJ's thing, bro.
TJ's gone.
Bro, his thing is...
He's the worst.
He might be the worst. Because he has... Okay, I'll tell you why TJ's thing is interesting. He has no aim.
No.
He doesn't know. He has no direction.
It's enjoyment.
He's just enjoyment. He has no landing point of what he wants to do.
You know, TJ moves like a man that knows that he is self-funded.
He's self-funded.
It doesn't. No one can't stop his life,
bro. Sometimes
anything.
Sometimes I see his posts. It's just like, bro, like,
you're right.
It's actually too funny.
Like, you can't cancel me. I really finally for my.
He's cancelled himself over and over. It's too late.
You're good, yeah. But it's like,
point.
What makes you wanna? Why? What is it about it? Like, why do you feel like you need to say something or you need to point it out? What is it?
I think I always have this thing, even from when I was a kid, like this sense of injustice. Like, we're in the world as well.
Yeah.
Not just like on a sort of acute scale of like, you know, you're stealing someone's 10 grand, like that's bad.
Yeah.
It's just a sense of injustice. I don't know what it is from childhood. It always like comes out in you. I comment on loads of things online. Yeah. Like, and there's something about seeing an injustice happen that I just think, nah, like I need to say something here, like to try and give a voice to people who don't have a voice. But also I'm just unserious. So sometimes I'm I'm bored. Business is quiet. Let me just chuck a comment here, see what happens. But also sometimes I'm like, let's see what people have to say. Do you know what I mean? Let's have a discussion. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Like just because like, you know, you're a property guru who owes people millions and you're going in liquidation and all this stuff. Like, I could be wrong. Me and company's house could be wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's why. It's just because, I could be wrong.
I love that.
Let's talk about the cleaning business. How did the transition come about? What made you think about it? And let's go from there.
So after I knew property was a stepping stone to build me a foundational portfolio to bring in a level of income, and that's that. It was never like, oh, I'm going to do it for 20 years. I love it. No. It was, let me just get like boring, passive, vanilla income that can just chill. That's the main, and have asset wealth, because the portfolio has gone up in value. And I'm like, even I'm surprised when it gets valued. And I was doing that and I was like, you know what? COVID stopped me. I would have probably bought more, but I was always going to set up businesses, whether it was a food business, whether it was something to do with cars. I was always going to do it. Yeah. My friend D Ludlow, he'd actually be a good guest. He's in Dubai. So you could film there with him when you're there every week.
I know D.
Yeah.
You know, when a man gets their teeth done, all they see now is teeth. When a man gets their teeth done, all they see now is teeth, bro. Oh yeah, that man's got their teeth done in April 2023.
Advent calendar of teeth.
Nah, big up. He's representing Wales, bro.
He is. He's taking Wales to the world.
Taking Wales to the world. Definitely.
And he was like buying and selling businesses. And so I was like, oh, what's this? Teach me about this. So he taught me about it real quick. I said, cool, let me go do this. So I was doing it. And I thought, well, if I don't know, with a food business, you got to spend 100 grand on a commercial kitchen. With a car business, you got to spend 50 grand on ramps, on this, on that. I thought, what if I spend that much money, but I buy an existing thing? It makes a lot more sense. Let me just try it. Like, let me just see what happens. Looking for deals, speaking to people, whatever. Found this deal. And it wasn't necessarily in the sector. I tried to buy car garages and stuff, but you lot are dodgy. No VAT, all cash. Cousins working for you. Oh my God. It was like, and you want too much money. You think your garage is worth all this money, and like there's
they love it. They're too attached to it. You know what I'm trying to say?
I've been doing it since I was 12. Do you know what I mean? It's worth all this money. I'm like, Gary, shut up, man. So that didn't work. I found this business and I thought, that's a cheap listing price. What's wrong with this? Just what you always think in it. Deals. It was like, what's wrong with it? Why is it so cheap? And then got speaking, did it. And turns out the guy wanted to be a truck driver to spend more time with his kids. I don't think any job lets you spend more time with your kids than your own business, especially like this business. Cause like the time work-life balance for me is very good. I've made it that way, but it was when I first bought it. And then anyway, back and forth, negotiating. Cool. We came to an agreement. It was turning over about 250 grand. I think it was listed for 80. Businesses are usually bought on a multiple of net profit. His net profit was about 45. It was actually more. I discovered later. This always happens. Thankfully, it's more, not less. And so you'd think it would sell for 2 or 3 times that number.
Exactly.
So 100, 150.
Yeah.
I bought it for 50.
Wow.
So 1.15 multiple.
It's crazy.
50% upfront, which was an investor's money.
Yeah.
Who's been paid back. One of my long-term investors from Hong Kong. And the rest of it was paid from the profits of the business. So I've never spent a penny like buying this business. But I've also then obviously lost profit, right? Because I've used the profit to pay him. So people always say, oh yeah, I paid him off with the business. And look, I've had less profit for the past 2 years. Of course I have. I can say that openly because I've used it to pay them. So I either take the profit and pay with my money or pay them same thing.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, cool. So that was an incredible deal. And I looked at that and thought, just like in property, when you do a BR, you're like,
damn,
I pulled all the money out. I've got nothing left. And I've got an asset. Like even now, I look back at deals sometimes and I'm like, how? Like even like I'm looking for my next residential, and like our current one, that's like a no money out, all money out, whatever. And I'm like, I can do this again. But how? Like it's magic sometimes. And that deal was magic. And then got into that business and it was all right, to be fair. Started running it, bought 2 more since, bought another food business, which was totally separate, which I bought, ran for a year, shut it down because, oh man, trying to run a food business in the UK with all the taxes, national insurance, rates,
imports.
Food business scares me in general, bro. Can't lie to you.
it's scary.
Yeah, food business
It goes off like.
Yeah, it goes off. Like simple things that it goes off like.
It's got timing.
Timing, health and safety. Someone can consume it and it upsets there. Oh,
in America, it's all right. They don't really care about
the America, the hamburger lasts years, bro.
Not much.
All the chemicals, everything. Yeah, here. So I shut that down because it was just. Look, I tried to give it a shot.
Yeah.
If I was a one-man band,
I get why you did it. Food is your passion, innit?
Food is my passion. I love cooking.
So loves you, didn't it?
Loves to chow.
It makes sense though. It makes sense. Put your money in the things that you love.
100%. But it didn't work out, and I get it. And it's scary, man, because I see some of my favorite restaurants. Like I follow them, and when they talk about, like we look at them and think, oh, they're doing really well. They're selling lots of food. But some of them are like, yeah, we're 1 month from closing. We're literally, and I'm like, but you guys are like the best place in town. Like how. This country just does not support entrepreneurs. This is a whole other discussion. Does not support entrepreneurs. Does not support growth. None of them have a fucking clue what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like they're fucking idiots, all of them, right? Useless in every respect of the word. Never run a business in their lives. How can they run a country? Idiots.
By the way, that part wasn't sarcastic.
Yeah, that was.
He meant that part. That was the heart.
Bags out. Edge bags out. Making a statement. He says all of them.
Yeah.
He loves high percentages.
I said not one of them.
How many times he said 90%, 99%, all of them?
I've never seen a member of government who's fucking useful.
Yeah.
Local council, what? My bins get emptied every 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3 weeks. What am I paying 300 quid a month for the potholes?
Yeah.
Imagine after I replace the suspension on that. What? That's mad. So fuck all of them. That's my point. But I then bought 2 more cleaning businesses and then grew organically from that point onwards to get to where we are. Obviously, there's lots of stories within that, but mergers and acquisitions is so powerful. How can I just buy £250,000 of revenue for 50 grand and I put nothing in? How? Even now, I struggle to be like, how did we make this happen? And how do I keep making it happen? Because I'm obviously going to buy more businesses.
And with the other cleaning businesses that you bought, are you merging them together or?
Yeah, all merged into one. They're all
one.
like commercial cleaning, nothing niche yet.
So basically, you're buying the contracts of the existing businesses.
Contracts, staff, equipment, whatever, buckets, mops, whatever. But staff, the goodwill of the contracts, like, oh, we've been with them for 10 years, we know them, blah, blah, blah. And I suppose that the name to an extent, but it all gets merged under one. So, yeah. And that's why, especially in contract cleaning, when we're doing due diligence on buying it, we have to be so careful on the contracts. What's the notice period? How long have they been with you? How many complaints have you had?
Do you know buy something and then if the notice period is like 3 months, you bought it and then 3 months later you bought a business with no contract. And now you got all the staff to pay, all the responsibility and
redundancy pay, all that
stuff.
Stuff. Like people don't get it. It's not just like buy it and then just shut it down. Like there are costs to shut stuff down. Like we're going through redundancy now. We're not paying for it, the client is, but the guy's getting paid like 2 and a bit grand because they're shutting an office down. That's probably 2 or 3 months of his salary.
Wow.
Like that. And we cannot do anything about it because we'll go to tribunal. So when it comes to buying businesses, and I've learned this, people don't look at the HR aspect of it. Like if they 2P transfer over to you and they've been with them for 12 years, they've been with you for 12 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm going through my first employment tribunal, exciting times, with a staff member who 2P'd over and basically the work ran out. Long story short. And like these things, I'm not stressed because I love a legal battle. And I've got my team are there. We're good. I'm insured. I'm covered. Like, let's go. It's going to last years. I'm not going to be stressed. You are. Right? So these things though, if I didn't have insurance, this could cost, I don't know, 5, 6, 10, 20 grand in legal fees, potentially more. And I pay, I don't know, 30 quid a month for insurance. But how did I know to have that? Because of experience. So people need to be careful. Like, don't listen to just the good parts of what we're doing. Like, look at the bad parts because I've experienced them. And I experience them every month sometimes.
Yeah, you know what you're saying is so important because when you spoke, I'm sure all people heard was, I bought it for 50 and it makes X amount each. Like that's it. That's all they're hearing. They're not hearing the problems or the potential issues or the contracts or anything like that. They're just hearing and to be fair, that's what most people sell.
100.
This
is why we have the issues with people online.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're gonna sell. They're gonna sell. Did you know that you could buy this and guess what? It pays you this, so in XYZ, you're making XYZ profit. But the reality is no, you've got all these costs, you've got insurance, you've got all of these potential problems. You have maybe tax liabilities, you could have complaints that that you're now inheriting. So you have to check that before you buy it. And a lot of these owners are not going to tell you about potential issues that they may have. So there's a lot of risk when you're buying a business.
Absolutely. And it's something that we spoke about as well, which is seeking out people that have done it before you as well. We speak about it a lot because you could be interested in buying businesses. Amazing, right? If you're interested in buying a cleaning business specifically, why wouldn't you go to someone who... People forget about the boring bits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not even like, I understand what social media is, innit? So I'm not even mad at the fact that people make content showing the cons, innit? I mean, the pros and the cons. But what you need is someone that you know is doing it. That's the main thing. You know what I'm trying to say? No. Someone that you know is doing it. Because I obviously know about buying businesses. I've got high level understanding of what it takes to run a cleaning business. Bro, when you're talking about the redundancies and the tribunals, I'm thinking, oh yeah, there's all that stuff as well. Oh yeah, there's all that stuff as well. Like, it's actually mad. And one thing I always say about businesses, is that people get sold on the glitz and the glam, innit? But I always say that, like, a real businessman does the boring bits
over and over and over
again.
And
the boring bits, the bits that nobody talks about, the ugly bits. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And it's all part of it, right?
It is the part of it.
It is
that's the majority. The fun part of a cleaning business is meeting clients, chatting to them, like the kind of people element.
That's what people think that is day out. Winning contracts.
Like winning contracts is hard as well. Like bids and tenders, like hard. Like some of them, like people think, I've got a mentee, he lives in Qatar, and he's doing so well in his cleaning business, better than I thought. Yeah. And he was like, oh, should I do some bids and tenders? I said, dude, you haven't got a set of accounts. You're not even showing a profit in the set of accounts. You haven't got this, you haven't got that, you haven't got that. Even though we have $1 million in revenue, and it'll be more, there's plenty of bids and tenders that I can't even sniff at. Because we have to show a net profit in the accounts. Now we are, but we have to, have this and this, or have this. And I'm like, what? There's so many things that at a higher level to operate at you need that people don't realize. Yeah. But people don't want to spend a couple £100 on an hour call or whatever it is
to learn it.
Because I don't know, they'd rather go fuck it up themselves.
Wait, man, what's that saying you say? You said it recently. If you can't pay for the advice, don't pay for the investment.
Yeah. If you can't afford the advice, you can't
afford it. Didn't it? It's gold. Because if you can't afford £100 to speak to someone about buying a business for 50k, but you're not in the game, you're not meant to be in the game. You're not meant to be in the game.
But I think also what you said in the beginning is coming to fruition. So I now have people messaging me about I've got a friend who helps people buy businesses, and now they've been taking deposits and not getting them the businesses. And it's like, actually, sometimes, and again, because they are on certain platforms, they're talking, we are so quick to say, oh, because I saw you here, that means that you must know what you're doing. And so now, now you're coming to me. The thing that I hate, is that when you was gonna go, you never remember to call me.
Because they're fucking idiots, man.
You didn't remember to call me.
I
hate it. When you was thinking about it, man, you know what? I'm thinking
about doing it.
I know you're friends with XYZ. I'm thinking about doing this. Do you think it's a good idea?
Come to you with a problem.
You understand? No. When the problem comes now you want to phone me, and now you're phoning my phone on a regular basis, like I sent you there.
Yeah.
Like, we never had a conversation.
Yeah.
And so, like, when I see people like yourself, do you help people that want to do this? Do you have a program? Because I feel like it's really important.
Yeah, I've got a mentoring program, I've got a consulting program, got e-learning, got like just a one-off call. Sometimes I say to people, look, you don't have to commit to me. I don't have to commit to you, yeah? Jump on a 1 hour call and you'll make that ROI back like that. Yeah. I know you will. But people are just unserious. Yeah. They were like, the amount of people come to me, oh, I did an investment loan. I loaned this property developer money. I did this, I did that. I haven't got it back. I said, send me the contract. What contract? Why do you think I'm smiling? Because I'm just like, you're a fucking idiot. Yeah. Did you read the contract? Is it a JV? Is it a loan? Is it so what did your solicitor say about the loan? So you loaned 100 grand, but you didn't spend 450 quid on your solicitor. I know they're so expensive, but you didn't to read it, and you've lost 100 grand. Yeah. What do you think I do? I laugh. Yeah.
No, but the thing is is that what you have to, one thing I have to, when the person that you're going into business with gives you a contract, understand they are giving a contract that is favourable to them.
Yeah. And put it in ChatGPT. At the basics.
At the basic level.
Gemini.
In this day and age, Copilot. One of them.
said Copilot.
Microsoft Copilot. Put it in one of them, bro. One of them joints. One of them joints, man.
But it's just like, think about it. When you really deep it, we're doing a deal. Obviously, if I've given you a contract, I've made sure that it's favorable to me.
Of course,
that's my job as a business person. Is your job in business to then come back and say, I want X changes, or I don't like this, or I need this, or I need to know. And if you're not doing that, then you should never be in business. Yeah. And it's not personal. I don't think people understand business. It's like, imagine us playing football and me not trying to get an advantage. You see, I saw the other day also, they took off the tunnel. There used to be a roof on the tunnel. As they walked out, they took it off because Arteta thinks that people coming out to the noise gives them a more advantage.
Yeah.
Any art of warfare. Look at now, when they do the kickoffs, they're kicking it straight off into the corner. Now, Arsenal are doing Stoke football, throwing straight into the box. Forget that pretty stuff. It's all about the art of war. Like, you're at war in a football match. Business is war. I'm trying to make the most money I can. You're trying to make the most money you can. We got to see who's going to win this one. Do you know what I mean? We're not partners. We're not in a partnership. Like, so if we are going to be partners, know that when we first meet, my job is to try and get as much. Sometimes you might even, sometimes you even test it. Be like, let's say,
some people's first contract is a test, bro.
It's a test. I come and I say, look, I think it should be, the split should be 70-30. Now, I know really and truly it should be 50-50. But I don't know how smart you are.
Yeah.
That's business. It's not personal. It's business.
It's capitalism. That's what we live in. Like, we can hate it, we can love it, but it is what we live in.
Capitalism is insane.
So like you said, to not do your due diligence, to not do your checks, to just go with people that based on, I saw them on this podcast, or based because they've done this. Like, actually find people doing what you want to do. Do you know what I mean? And I'm sure, like, from your experience, you can advise people not just if not just a cleaning business, if they want any business, you know the formula now.
Of course, like, it's the same.
It's the same formula.
There's some like tech which are just silly. I wouldn't even look at, but they are all, give or take, the same formula, the same blueprint. Business is business.
Business is business, and a lot of it is about you and who you are, and then next off who you learn off as well. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Who can hold your hand along the way? You got.
No, just saying. I had someone message me. They're like, I want to buy this laundrette because obviously, I said laundrettes are good.
Yeah, boring business.
Said, boring business good. Said, the guy wants to sell it for like 120,000, and I said, okay, so what's the total? I was like 40K. I was like, okay, so 3 times the 40K. I said, so what's the cost? Oh yeah, after cost it's like 20 grand. So you should be buying it for like 40 to 60, and you want to buy it at 120, and you think it's a good deal. You're in problems, mate. And again, it's because they probably watched a podcast that said, guess what? We should get into boring businesses. So somebody, like you said, is at home like, these fools are about to all look for boring businesses. Now's a great time to sell. Let's up the price because people don't know what they're doing because they don't want to get the advice. And it's like, I'd rather spend 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 and learn and then know whether to do it or not, than go and pay 50, 60, 100K and now it's gone.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. On your recent milestone that you hit, $1 million in revenue a year, congratulations on the cleaning business. What sort of contracts helped you get there? What was it like winning them?
Ooh, good question. So I think one of the biggest that helped us win that is we clean for on a 3-year contract. This was one on a tender. It wasn't like crazy formal, but it was still like a serious, like, sick document. All these everything's to fill in. That is for one of the UK's largest water-based providers of something, let's say. And they have multiple sites all over the UK, including caravan parks, which is quite an interesting thing that we clean, like Airbnb cleaning, I suppose, but a bit more fixed and a bit more rigid and easier than Airbnb cleaning for sure. That contract alone brought £25,000 to £30,000 a month of revenue in. Wow. So see, when I say bids and tenders, some of them, so we're at $1 million. I could get one, and I know people in other sectors like construction and maintenance who've got tenders that took the business from 1 to 4 mil like that. Took the business from 1 to 2 like that. And it's not like that. It's like
it's a big part of it, but it's like that.
But it's not like
externally. It's like that.
Yeah. On Instagram, on LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn is like that.
My Instagram bio is like that. That one's definitely a big one. And then in between that, we hired a sales guy. I think he's like 65 years old. Got a career of sales and all. but he's a proper door-to-door in a suit.
Yeah.
They love him, and he's been closing. Like, he's been closing sort of £600 to £800 a month contracts and deep cleans, things like that. Not massive, but lots of littles make a lot.
Of course.
And he's probably added maybe 5 or 6 grand a month now, I think, in terms of like revenue just from his things. We took on another 4 sites of a solicitor's firm who were unhappy with their current cleaners and just gave us everything. And so the water-based contract is probably the biggest single impact, but there's lots of these little ones, and also getting rid of ones where, like, I did a P&L of like every single site, and there's some where, and we're all at, the average is about 35%, which is quite high, but there's some who are like 20 or 19, or some I looked at and was like, we make £40 a month net profit before tax. 40.
Get them out of here.
Get them out. If you and I walked on the street for about 10 minutes, we'll probably find 40 quid.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
I'd be tax free.
Yeah, it'd be tax free. If cash, straight to the car wash with that. Like, so I look at that and I'm like, And I say to my team, don't get it all the time because they're not entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
I know what my hourly rate is.
Yeah.
And I also know that, 40 quid, if I look at my stocks and shares ISA, in about 3 weeks, I'll have 40 quid more in it just from the interest. And I'm like, or I could do an end of tenancy clean and make £200, one clean, 4 hours. But we're doing a whole month with this Karen literally annoying me every week for 40 quid. Some clients, I even tell them, I'm like, they're like, oh, can we go into a monthly contract? Because our contract's like 12 monthly. I said, look, Karen, we literally make £30 a month from you. Like, do you think I want to go down to a month? If you want to, the price doubles. Okay, we'll cancel then. Cool.
Perfect.
Like, and it's not personal.
Business is business. Take the emotion out.
We're at that size right now where I don't need that.
Yeah.
Let me pass it on to someone who wants to handle it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, no disrespect, but 40 quid a month is great when I just started out with nothing.
Yeah. Proof of concept, right? But now you're past that.
I'm past
You're
that.
bigger than that, bro.
I'm bigger than that, bro.
But what about the tenders? Do you have to pay a specialist to do that? How do you go about doing that?
So my specialist, first name Chat, second name GPT. Tenders, you could pay a couple of grand per tender.
Yeah.
And you could do 10 tenders and get nowhere. So quick maths.
Yeah.
That's not the maths I like. At the moment, I'm doing it because I have time. Because I've got a staff structure that allows me to do that, I'm doing it. And I want to do it first.
Yeah.
We'll see how they keep going. And then we'll look at a specialist.
Yeah.
I think I'm kind of, even though there's a lot of admin and writing, I like putting on music and just like doing deep work and getting it done. And we have templates as well. A lot of the questions are the same. What's your quality standards for cleaning? What's your environment? Copy and paste. And
there's also something to be said about, at some point, knowing how to do certain elements of your business. If that makes sense. Like,
I should know how to do everything.
Yeah, so that way you know the standard. Like.
You know the standard, you know who to hire, you know what skills you're looking for when you're hiring, you know what deliverables you're expecting from that specialist you bring in.
Also, you know how much time things take, because if you've never done it, you don't know how to appreciate how much time things take and what you should expect and what's a good expense, what's not a good expense, what is needed, what's not needed. So
I agree.
You need to have done it.
And that's why buying a business for some people is the wrong thing. Not the wrong thing, but they've never had a business before.
Yeah.
And they suddenly want to buy this laundrette.
Yeah.
I get it's simple. It's an simple business, but there's all these different things that, like, when staff come to me with certain questions, I can't answer because I'm like, my mouth is going to get us in trouble.
Yeah.
I go straight to HR and say, what do I say?
Yeah.
And then because if I say the wrong thing, we're going to have problems because they're overprotected. We're going to have problems. So people need to realize, like, you're not ready for that.
Yeah.
I'm experienced, and sometimes I'm like, I'm not replying to this. They're going to reply for me.
Yeah.
So some people are not ready for it.
Yeah.
Most people shouldn't be entrepreneurs. That's the truth, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
98% of people should not be entrepreneurs. Good.
Yeah.
We need non-entrepreneurs for the economy to work.
Yeah, we need workers.
Like, let the brave few who love pain and paying taxes.
Glad you're saying love pain, because that's what it is, right?
This is what it fucking is in this country. Let us do it, man. Let us lead the way. Like, the real change makers are entrepreneurs, right? Yeah, man. There's so much to say about this country.
That brings me on to how we wrap up, bro. Let us know the W and the L of your journey, or the cream and the crust, bro.
Ooh. The W is definitely getting a cleaning business to a mil before target. The target was before the end of the year. It was going to be earlier. One of the businesses I was buying, which would have done it, it dropped out. It's fine. The biggest L, so the third cleaning business I bought did not go well. And I'm currently in litigation with the seller. She didn't do the right handover, didn't do the right 2P information. The staff, her advice and her warranties were broken, blah, blah, blah. And so that deal was incredible. So it was turning over 180 grand and I bought it for 6 grand. Yeah, it was nice. It was domestic, which brought its own domestic problems as well. But all staff gone and tribunal with some of them, and all contracts gone apart from 3 or 4, which are pretty good to be fair. And the money that I paid, the 6 grand I paid, was from an investor. He's been paid back already because I knew in the first month I'd have enough to pay him back. So, you know, this loan with this investor, he's got a lot of money. It was 6 grand. It was let me show you that
relationship kind of thing. Yeah.
I had 6 grand in my account.
Of course. Yeah.
I wasn't spending it. I was happy to give him whatever percentage I gave him
for that relationship and that quick payback.
Because next he's giving me 200 grand. So we've already kind of pre-agreed. And that comes from me having 6 in and out. Boom. So, you know, it is an L because now we've got these BS issues to deal with, and because it's still a failure technically. Obviously a lesson, but it's still a failure. And obviously all that turnover has now dropped to, we've probably got maybe 35 grand of it left. Not bad. But we could have had more. Yeah. And I know what errors I made, and I also know what errors she made, hence the litigation.
Yeah.
And yeah, that is probably the biggest L of, I would say in general, that's probably a bigger L than some property deals that I've lost money on. Because I think I look at it like, should I have known better? What could I have done different? I look at it like with a more experienced head, like, I've been here, done that.
Yeah.
Why did this happen? Why did that happen? And I know why. There were some personal reasons from my end why I made mistakes, which I totally accept. But, you know, if you sign a contract, you sign a contract.
Yeah. Facts.
And with me especially, we're going to go the whole way.
Yeah.
I've got money for solicitors, don't worry.
Yeah.
I love that. Before we finish, we have to talk about the pink Porsche. Can you explain how you spent that level of money, being as sensible as you are, all the courses we've been on, all the events you've been to, that like putting that level of money in the car? Please, how you told your missus? I need to know everything because.
Yeah. So, I was in LA with my missus 2 years ago. We had a nice BMW X6, beautiful car, love an X6. We're going up the Hollywood Hills, sun's out, vibes, and there was a Porsche in front of us. Nice cream interior, and it was in this color. And I said, whoa, that's a nice color. She goes, she said, you're weird. I was like, okay, cool. I said, listen, in 2 years, I'm having that. She said, oh, whatever, cool, man. Anyways, I saw the color and I was like, no, I need to look this up. And I looked at the color, it's called Ruby Red Neo Star. I was like, oh my God, okay, cool. It's a heritage color from like 1974 when they released it, like a pink car. People were like, whoa.
Yeah.
And it looks sick on the old car. And I was like, I love pink out. This is stunning. Like, I need this. And then I was going to buy a supercar sports car and had various options. Because of my current parking situation, which we're moving soon, I was like, it can't be too expensive. It can't be too wide. So Lamborghini's out the picture. Ferrari's on the picture. I said, what's a subtle supercar that is classy, that is that works? You know, German supercars, fuck German politics and your government and your police at the moment. But
their politics.
But their cars work. You know, Ferraris brake, McLarens brake. They just, and in my experience, the Porsche has been fucking perfection. Like everything about it is perfection. They've perfected over 50 years. And I thought, I'm gonna buy a Porsche. Yeah. But I then thought Porsches are really subtle. You don't really notice them, right? Like,
yeah, what you're saying is bang on, because a lot of people do that. Like, they'll buy a Porsche so they can still use it to see clients, and it doesn't, because a Lamborghini with clients is like
it gives a certain image. Right?
Yeah, it does. But Porsche, you can cut through.
You can cut through. Like, people don't notice it.
Yeah,
which is good and bad. If I'm spending that level of money, it has to make me money and has to be a good marketing tool. Is a blue or grey Porsche going to attract attention? No. Is a pink Porsche
100?
The amount of kids and people who walk past it, pink Porsche, the amount of people who see it, like the amount of attention it gets, even from non-car people, because they're like, why is it pink? Because it's a nice shade of pink.
Yeah,
It is.
It's not like a tacky chrome or like it's like a really fuchsia berry kind of like pink. And if you know Porsche, you know it has history. It's a very expensive paint job as well. And so I thought it has to serve me a purpose to make this money. My wife wasn't best pleased with it. Does she like it? Yes, she does like it. Is it going to go soon? Yes.
Yeah.
But life is too short to not spend the money that we make.
Of course.
And I know you guys talk about investments, you know, and we all talk about it. But like, if I die tomorrow and I didn't own a Porsche 911, as a car person, I'd be pissed off.
I love that.
If I died tomorrow, I didn't own a Ferrari V12, I'd be pissed off.
Yeah.
And so people buy watches, people buy whatever it is. Kazi spends £700 on a t-shirt, yeah? Nonsense, yeah? You know that, Kazi, but you look good. He looks good, so it's fine, it's fine. I could never do that.
Yeah.
But would I spend £132 on a particular painted key fob to match the car? I got it for free. But would I? Yes. Yeah. Because that's what I like spending money on. And so for me, it just served multiple purposes. And the pink is, I look at it every day like, oh, it's so fucking gorgeous, man.
Love that.
Yeah. Bro, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, my bro.
Look at that camera, let the people know where they can find you.
Tej Talks, Tej.Talks on Instagram, Tej Talks on YouTube, tej-talks.com on the internet. Just type in Tej Talks and I'll appear.
How can they work with you? Like, what's your service?
So I've got 2 books on Amazon. One is a book on buy, refurbish, refinance. One is a book that collates a lot of key property people into one book and gives you all their wisdom collated into one. I've got courses on property, raising finance. I've got a tailored mentoring program in buying businesses. I do a little bit of property mentoring, but not really. And soon I'll have some earn and learn opportunities where people invest with me. They get access to all my courses, all my mentoring for free in return for that loan. And they get to come hands-on on a project and learn with me. So yeah, I offer anything that people need within reason. But unlike TJ, I don't do OnlyFans.
All right, people, that's Tej, man. Make sure you lock into the Patreon where he's going to be talking about what it takes to buy your own business and do that without putting down your own money as well.
Tej, thank you, man. You know, it's always wonderful when you get your friends on. Like,
yeah.
It's just the best episodes. Like, yeah, man. You're a wonderful person, man. Keep smashing it.
I appreciate you guys.
All right, people. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace.
Love.
Can you give us some tips, bro, on buying your buying business?
As in, you're still recording, yeah?
Just straight to that camera.
Just general tips or specifics? Like, or do you want like the deep? Is this for the paid?
This for the paid.
So I'll give like proper.
No.
Casual, man. Like,
Okay.
2 minutes. Like,
3 minutes.
3 tips. Like, you need to make sure you consider this. You need to make sure you consider that. And one way that you can help raise finances by building your personal brand.
Fine, cool.
So just like a monologue to there, innit?
So in terms of buying,
Introduce yourself.
Yeah.
What you do, and then.